So good evening. So now we are going to see about voltage regulation again. Okay, but this is the second part. So we are going to obtain the voltage regulation even when we are varying the load. Okay, the first category is when the input voltage varies, we have to maintain a constant output voltage, right? So that is the first category. Second category is the output voltage should be maintained constant even if the load is varying or load current is varying. Okay, so that is the concept here. So this is the circuit here in which we employ this input voltage is there, series resistance is there, then the Zener diode is there, then load resistance is there. So Zener diode in the reverse bias condition, you check reverse bias, yes, this is plus. Okay, so this is our plus, this is minus terminal of the V1. So this plus is connected to the negative cathode. Okay, so it is in the reverse bias condition. In the reverse bias condition only, actually it would be acting as a voltage regulator. It maintains a constant output voltage. Okay, and then we should also know that the total current which is flowing through this is the sum of this Zener current and the load current. Okay, so in this second category, the load resistance value is changing, because of that IL is changing. Even then the output voltage will not be changed. Okay, that is the thing we are going to learn. Okay, so in this category we consider two extreme conditions like RL is equal to infinity. So we want to change the RL value, right? So we are going for the extreme range, that is RL equal to infinity means it is the open circuit. Then if it is open, what happens? IL, there will not be any current, right? So here that is the case. This IL is equal to 0. Since RL is equal to infinity, IL equal to 0. But we know this is the total current that consists of this Z, that is Zener current and the load current. In this, if we substitute IL as 0, then what is the total current? Total current becomes Zener current. Okay, so the total current is contributed by only the Zener current. Okay, and this is called the no load condition because no load is present there, no resistance is present. That is infinite, right? Actually, so no load current is there. That's why it's called as no load condition. Okay, then we connect the RL, and this IT will be constant as long as the Zener diode is regulating. Okay, so if it is in the regulating mode, then automatically the IT will be a constant value, that you should know. And whenever RL decreases, the IL will be increasing, but in order to compensate that, automatically this IZ will be decreasing. Okay, this concept we should know. And this IZ regulates, so this IZ will be regulating till the IZK reaches, okay, the minimum. Similarly, it would also regulate till the IZ is reaching the maximum. Okay, within that range only we know that it would be regulating. So when IZ is minimum, the IL would be maximum. Okay, definitely IL is minimum means IL would be maximum. So this condition is called full load condition. Okay, so that we should know. These two things we know, we should know. One is the no load condition, for that IL is equal to 0. The second one is the full load condition. So for the full load condition, this IL is maximum. So these two things we should know. Okay, now we come to one example problem is given. Determine the minimum and maximum load current. Okay, also what is the meaning of that? Determine the minimum and maximum load current means we have to find out. So we need to find out IL minimum and this is IL maximum. Okay, this is what we need to find out. For which the Zener diode in figure below will maintain regulation. So it is maintaining regulation means IZK as well as IZM, within that range it is available. What is the minimum value of RL that can be used? That is the question asked. Okay, so we need to check whether it lies within this range. If it is, then it would maintain the regulation, but already it is given in the problem, it will maintain the regulation. Assuming an ideal Zener diode where RZ is equal to 0. Okay, so it is an ideal diode and VZ is given as 12 volts and it remains in that 12 volts over the range of current values. It is given like that. So this is the circuit diagram. V in is 24. So this is not actually it is not varying. Input voltage is not varying, only the load is varying, right? So load will be having minimum value as well as maximum value, and this I total we know that it is the sum of IZ and IL. Okay, so this resistance value is given 470. The load resistance value is alone to be found out, so we don't know about this load resistance, isn't it? So we need to find out what is the RL value. That is what we need to find out. So how to find out? So simply we know this equation, IT, the total current, is equal to sum of the Zener current and the load current. Similarly, V in is the sum of the voltage across the resistor plus voltage across the Zener diode. These two comprises, the sum of these two will be accounting for this input. Otherwise, we say that V in is equal to VR plus VZ. Okay, so V input will be distributed like this. So if we substitute in this V in, we know that value is given in the problem as 24. So this is 24. Then VR can also be written as what is VR, the voltage of, across this resistor. So it is nothing but the current into resistance. Okay, so IT into R. Plus V is given in the problem itself. It is given already as 12 volt, right? So we can put it as 12 volts. Now we want to find out this ITR, right? So ITR is equal to 24 minus this 12. Anyhow, it is 12, right? 24 minus 12, 12. And in this R value is given in the problem itself as 470. So we can find out IT equal to 12 by 470, which is equal to 25.5 milliamps. So IT equal to 25.5 milliamps, the total current. So it is within the range, right, of 50 milliamps. That is the maximum Zener current, right? So we know that it is regulating. That's what we can understand. And this is the common formula as usual we will be using, right? The total current is the sum of the Zener current and the load current. So first we put that when RL is equal to infinity, what happens? We know that IL is equal to 0. This is what the condition we know very well, right? So that IT is equal to IZ. Okay, so that is the maximum Zener current, right? So maximum Zener current, full current will be available. So that is the maximum current. So we know that the maximum current can be taken as 22.5 milliamps. Okay, this IT will be the maximum. So is IZ maximum is equal to IT, that is equal to 22.5 milliamps. Then this is what is the meaning actually? This is the IL minimum, right? IL is 0, that is the IL minimum, we know. Then we have to find out the maximum value of IL, because maximum, no load condition and full load condition we have to find out. So the maximum value of IL, that corresponds to what? Minimum value of IZ. Okay, so IZK will be the this minimum value that corresponds to the maximum value of IL, right? So if you put it here, so if you put IL maximum is equal to IT minus IZK, here IT we know that it is 25.5 minus IZK is given in the problem as 1 milliamps. So the answer is 24.5 milliamps. So IL maximum will be 24.5 milliamps. Similarly, you can find out the minimum value of RL. So RL minimum will be the voltage across it divided by the current, isn't it? Maximum current. So whenever maximum current flows, the load resistance is minimum, then only we can expect the maximum current will be flowing. They are inverse proportional, right? So if you want to have the minimum value for the load, then maximum current should be flowing. If you want to find out the maximum, if you want to have the maximum current, then you have to reduce the load resistance. Okay, so that should be minimum. Okay, so VZ is given as usual, we know it is 12. IL maximum we have found it out as 24.5. So if you substitute these two, then we will be getting it as 490 ohms. So what is the value we have got for this? It is 490 ohms. Okay, so this is the answer. Now we pass on to the next. So in the next actually we have percent regulation. What percentage regulation? What is the meaning of it? We know two types of regulations are there. One is line regulation, another one is load regulation. So line regulation will be defined like this. It is change in delta means change. Okay, change in V out to change in Vn. Okay, the ratio of change in output voltage to the change in input voltage. Okay, multiplied by 100. Then only we get the word percentage. So this specifies, that is line regulation specifies how much change occurs in the output voltage for a given change in the input voltage. That's it. Okay. So if you change input voltage, we can definitely expect output voltage change. Okay. So how much output voltage will be changing for a given change in the input voltage? That is the concept of this one. Okay. So we deal with this load regulation, right? So load regulation means it is the difference between this difference in no load voltage to full load voltage divided by this full load voltage. Okay, so it is the ratio of change in this no load to full load divided by full load into 100. So this specifies how much change occurs in the output voltage over a certain range of load current value. Okay, so how much change will be occurring at the output voltage for a certain load current. Okay, change. If load current changes, how much change will be there in the output voltage? That is the concept of this load regulation. Okay, so here one problem is given: a certain regulation has no load output voltage, no load output voltage. Okay, so now this is no load condition, 12 volts, and full load output voltage 10 volts. Determine the percent load regulation. So formula is load regulation is equal to VNL minus VFL divided by VFL into 100. VNL is given, the problem is 12 volts, so 12 minus full load voltage is given as 10, so 12 minus 10 divided by 10, so it is 2 by 10 into 100, so we get it as 20%. Okay, this is how we have to find out the load regulation. Now we go for this Zener diode limiter. Limiter means it is also clipper. It clips a portion of the input waveform. That is the concept of this, isn't it? So here input voltage is input voltage is sinusoidal waveform. We have a resistance and then we have a Zener diode. So if the Zener diode is connected in this way, okay, so during the reverse bias condition, it gives its full voltage. That is a VZ voltage will be available at the output side during the reverse bias condition. Understand? Okay, reverse bias condition, VZ will be appearing. So we get this. So the above portion only will be clipped. Okay, we know that the input is a sine wave. Input is a sine wave. So the sine wave, suppose if a sine wave is appearing like this, this is your sine wave. Okay, so because of this Zener limiter, what will be getting? It goes from this point to this point, then here, then it comes here, and here very minimum, that is 0.7 volt will be. Okay, so this color black represents the output actually. Okay, so this corresponds to actually VZ, this corresponds to minus 0.7 volts, because during the positive half cycle this happens, right? Negative half cycle, it is conducting, anyhow we will be getting the minus 0.7 volts. Okay, because it is in the negative half cycle, right? Negative half cycle, it gets actually forward biased, but negative half cycle, that's why we get this minus value. Okay, so it clips, it removes a portion. Okay, so Zener diode can also be used as a clipper or limiter circuit. So it clips a portion. So here what portion is being removed? This much portion. This I indicate with the help of the red color. The red color portion is removed actually. Okay, so this portion is being removed. Here also this portion is being removed. Okay, this yellow color I am showing, right? So that portion is being removed here. Okay, right. Okay, fine. Now if we are reversing the polarity of the Zener diode, so if you reverse it during the positive half cycle, what happens? It is getting forward biased. So during the what is happening? you should understand that during the forward this is input signal is, I tell you, so input is having the positive half cycle. Okay, so Zener diode, what happens, it is forward biased. So when it is forward biased, it can give a plus 0.7 volts. So that is the case here. Then input signal becomes negative half cycle is coming, because it is a sinusoidal signal like this, right? So negative half cycle is coming means Z is, that is Zener diode is reverse bias, so it gives a voltage of VZ. Okay, so it is minus VZ during negative half cycle, that's why minus VZ. So we'll be getting this output like this. Okay, fine. Delete this things. Okay, now we can use two number of or three number of diodes like this in opposite polarity. If we are using one is opposing the another like that, if we are giving the connection, what would happen? During positive half cycle, one will be conducting, so it gives 0.7 volts. So here it should be like plus 0.7 volts will be there, and here in this case it will be minus again 0.7, minus VZ minus 0.7 volt will be coming, because one is in the reverse bias condition, another one will be in the forward bias condition. So both will be giving it. Reverse bias now it will be giving us like VZ, and another one will be giving 0.7. Okay, during the negative half cycle, one is reverse bias, so it gives minus VZ. Another one is forward bias, so it is giving minus 0.7 volts. Okay, so we'll be getting the output voltage like this. It is the clipped portion, is the top portions were being removed. Okay, so with this the portion is over for this one, and some more examples is to be, it can be dealt with. Okay, thank you.